Reza Nejatian, CEO of Phoenix Group, Norman Young, Head of Global Sales, Meta-Luban, Arun Ramachandran, CEO, DeFi Technologies LLC, and finally, Dan Liu, CEO and CFO Assistant of Fog Hashing Pte. Please, let's have a big warm round of applause for our panelists and moderator.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Green Crypto Mining. Today we're going to talk about the balancing innovation, sustainability in the new digital world. My name is Chi. I am the Chief Marketing Officer from SciHeat. We are a Nasdaq-listed company that operates global distributed computing power. We offer efficient and integrated energy solution for energy owners with cloud Bitcoin mining services. To simply say, we bridge energy and Bitcoin mining. Today, I'm very honored to host this conversation with 4 industrial experts. So Reza, Norman, Aaron, and Dan, please give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Reza Nejatian. I'm CEO of Phoenix Mining. We have roughly around 500 megawatt of operational Bitcoin mining sites globally, and recently have also started some ventures into AI data centers. We're a publicly listed company in Abu Dhabi, and we have presence in, I would say, 4 continents: Europe, US, here, and Africa.
Hello everyone, my name is Norman Young, and I'm the head of the global sales from Meta-Luban. And as I mentioned in my PowerPoint earlier, I believe most of you guys were still here because I can see many familiar faces. So we currently have our service centers around the globe, and we also have more than 500 megawatts mining farms around the globe as well. We do repair, mining sales, and we also do online hosting as well. So we are a service provider for the life cycle of the mining machines. The only thing we don't do is the production of the machines. That's pretty much of it.
Hello everyone, my name is Arun Ramachandran. I'm CEO of DeFi Technologies and Maze. We are crypto mining hardware manufacturers, mainly focusing on liquid immersion cooling containers and systems. We also focus on green, basically sustainable mining using immersion cooling. And we are based in Dubai since 2020. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan from Fog Hashing. We are a global leading liquid cooling solution provider from Singapore. We are known by the liquid cooling technologies for crypto mining, but now we are major shifting from the crypto mining to AI computing. Thank you.
Thank you. So to start this conversation easily and comfortably, a very quick question. In one sentence, how do you define green crypto mining?
Well, if I want to start crypto mining in terms of green, I would say we got to start with the source, which is the electricity. That's where we start. We would consider a source like hydropower, solar power, wind power. These are the norms that usually you consider green. That's one way of looking at it, and consider that crypto mining farm being green. Another way of doing that is that you would just make sure if the source is not green, at least you have heat capture. So you contribute by capturing that heat and use it for other applications like heating or providing chilled water.
Yes, in my opinion, I think green is a kind of word makes people think of like forests and like a little use of the fire, and I think it stands for the renewable energies, like you just mentioned, like solar or wind, or even like flare gas, or that's yeah.
In my opinion, reusability of the burnt energy adds higher value to sustainability and renewable. Today, almost 3/4 of all energy produced are from renewable source. So I believe it's abundant resource right now compared to 10 years ago. So I believe moving forward, the most important is how we utilize the produced or wasted energy from crypto mining and make it more sustainable.
So in my opinion, besides the source of energy, I think the most important to make the green mining is to use most of the energies, such as we can use the heat reuse or to make the infrastructure more efficient. So I think that's also a way to be green mining.
Thank you. We all work in this industry, green crypto mining. We all have our different technologies for that. So all of us five could see that green crypto mining is no longer a vision. We are actually implementing it. So from your expertise, how do you feel what do you feel is the biggest factor that is affect this transition?
Well, in order to do all of what everyone mentioned here, selection of the source, that's one factor. Second is that you even if you cannot fully engage in one of these sources, there is another cheaper solution to do it, which is kind of a hybrid model. You can use solar panels plus power from the grid. This could also be a kind of a source that you can use for mining, that it's a combination of both. Because if you want to, let's say I want to mine Bitcoin and I want to only use solar panels or wind energy, the challenge would be continuity of that power. These power sources are not continuous, and if you want to have them as continuous source of energy, there is a hefty amount of money you have to pay per megawatt in order to be fully green.
So for me, I think this topic should be divided into two parts. The first part is the individual miner. So for each individual miner, the concept is the most factor for them to do the great crypto mining, because for them the things that the headaches for them is kind of like it causes a lot of noise and the electricity is high, and so there are a lot of like pollutions for them. That's kind of the headaches for the solo miners. But for the big companies, like they already have the full cycle organization. They just want to do like earn as much profits as they can, but they kind of like ignore the future of Bitcoin mining. It definitely should be like energy use, like make full use of the renewable energy. I think that's the best option for the big companies in the future.
I believe like they address all the key points already. The most important thing is also contribution from the regulatory perspective, where if there is a regulatory framework to give access to the renewable energy easily. For example, the regulations in Dubai for accessing solar power, for example, we need to navigate through a very complex system, to be very honest. And I believe it's keep evolving, but if the barrier to access the clean or renewable energy through privatization or easier single channel access, I think that will open up really a lot of, because people wanted to do renewable energy because it's low cost, and thanks to the crypto mining, a lot of innovations is happening in renewable energy, because end of the day we miners need low cost energy, and I believe some low barrier in regulation framework will definitely help in this.
So I think the good part is right now for the renewable energies is getting more and more approachable for like small to medium miners. Like before, those renewable energies only available for those big players because they are very costly. I think that's a good thing to drive the shift to the green mining. And but the challenge I think right now is the renewable energy is right now in like a mismatch situation, because in some areas they have really great resources for renewable energy, but maybe they lack of like a network, or maybe lack of the like a legal clarity or like a regulation supportive. So I think maybe for the future, we can like work cross-border and cross-regulations to make those renewable energies like more easy to accessible.
Thank you. From my experience, we are adopting from a very traditional way to a new one. A couple of years ago, we are replacing the traditional boiler heating system into the traditional electric into the new boiler heating system. And also right now, we're trying to explore the associated petroleum system for the input of energy. By using that, we can give extra value for the energy owners adding to their oil fields. And also, we're specialized in liquid cooling, so we're recycle the computing heat, and we have implement the use case to use the wasted heat to heat greenhouse industrial facility or residential facilities in the U.S., in Canada, in China before, and now we're building a thing in Kazakh. So let's jump into the second question, specifically for you, Riz, because you mentioned about the diversified choice of new energy and the large scale thing. So what is the biggest challenge you face to implement the thing in an infrastructure way?
Well, on the infrastructure side, crypto mining is a business that requires continuous power. So let's take any of these renewable energy options, put aside the hydro option, which is the most economical way. We have it in Canada, we're using it right now in Ethiopia, but let's look at the solar and wind option. Integration of those options requires hefty investment. I'll just give you an example. You can have a solar farm with around $350,000, just the whole system, which is not a big amount comparing to the $1 million of investment per megawatt we miners need to make, talking about hydro technology here. So it's around 30%. That's not a deal breaker for us. Where it becomes hard is that on both of those, especially wind and especially on solar, you need battery storage system. Those are not only expensive, they take a lot of time. So when it comes to infrastructure, you need to be able to have that component to secure that consistency that we need. So that's the big issue here. Second issue, like you mentioned, yes, imagine we want to go to any solar farm that actually is willing to invest in this storage system that says, okay, you need 100 megawatt, I'll give you 100 megawatt and I'm gonna go and probably do 300 megawatt and have in storage, so I give you a continuous power that you need as Phoenix. The challenge is that the cost is heavy. So then that's gonna involve financial institutions. Financial institutions, when they come in, they would be, okay, who's the off-taker? We say, okay, it's Phoenix, publicly listed company, everybody knows us. They say, okay, that's not enough. We need to make sure that you will be the off-taker for at least for the next 15 years. Otherwise, we cannot give this loan to this developer to build this for you. So that's another challenge. As crypto miners, we cannot right now commit to be an off-taker, because down the line, every year you're seeing the efficiency is going high. I might get the same hash rate that I'm getting right now with 40-60% of the power I'm consuming. So on the infrastructure side, the CapEx side of it is an issue. The finance side of it and the financial engineering around it to make it happen is an issue.
Thank you. So my next question is for you, Norman. You mentioned your Meta-Luban is running more than 500 megawatts mining site. So how do you source the energy while making it meet the requirement of sustainability plus keeping it competitive?
Oh, that's a very good question. So, as I said earlier in my PowerPoint, and just gave a heads up, so we start doing our business since 2016. We started in a very small place, but now we grow up and expand overseas. It is very hard for us to find cooperations with the energy companies, such as HQmena and Novatech, which is one of the biggest natural gas powered companies in the world. This took us many years to do that. And as for your question, how can we remain stable for all those mining farms? We have the best operation teams. So whatever happens to the mining farm, we can just like respond immediately. And for the energy, I think the key question is for different locations, there are so many renewable energies nowadays, like wind, solar, even like flare gas or desalination, all of these kinds. You gotta choose the best for each location. Such as, for example, in the Middle East, I think the best energy is solar panel or desalination, because these are the two actual materials we can use. But for other places, like in Russia, we can use natural gas because it's very, very rich in the continent. So I think that depends on the different location. We have different plans according to the mining sites. Yeah.
I see. Thank you. And both of you, Riza and Norman, you both mentioned about the sourcing of energy. So could you two give us a real world case study of like the challenge of energy you have come through when building a mining site?
Well, go first. Yeah. So the first challenge, of course, is making sure that you find the energy resource that is sustainable, that you can count on, you can have scalability. These days, the regulatory framework is the challenge. It's the biggest challenge. You find, okay, this country is good, it's got this amount of resources. Many of them are popping up these days. Argentina, for example, Brazil, for example, power is cheap. People are talking about 2.9 cents, 3.2 cents. Regulatory framework that involves the whole thing from A to Z, securing the site, securing the permits, being able to import miners, what's the taxation, all of that. And after that, how to maintain those sites. That's, again, another challenge in the energy sector we have. Third one, we were talking about it in the first panel. What's the source? Because we've been seeing it before also. Is it hydro? Still, I would always go with hydro because then we will have less potential to get hit with extra taxes or penalties. So there are a lot of challenges, especially these days. I would start with power price and regulatory framework and the type of the power. These are the three things that comes to my mind.
Yes, so as for me, I think we can't ignore the fact that I'll just give us an example. So if you wanted to set up a mining farm that powered with natural gas, we have a real situation that we bought those natural gas powered gensens from Yuchai, which is the company we incorporating with. The big problem nowadays is not how it functions, it's about the maintenance and operations. Sometimes we just ignore these little things, but these matter most. They could be a part of your investment, and sometimes when you purchase these things from the big companies, they won't tell you how much it takes for the maintenance. Because if like 100 kilowatts, it's gonna be repaired every 2 weeks. So these kind of things take a large number of expenses. So you have to make sure which one suits your money farm the best. I think that's the key.
Thank you. Next question is for you, Aaron. You mentioned liquid cooling, the new technologies. How do you like operate them in extreme weathers? Like here, it's super hot. It could be super hot. And do you think do you think your technology or what you are trying to achieve will be a new standard of building a new next generation green crypto mining site?
Sure. Basically, we started this company based out of necessity. We started mining in 2016, and we didn't realize the heat would be a big problem because that is the early stage of starting mining. So we tried multiple options, and we settled with liquid immersion cooling, which was very early stage at that time. We broke things multiple times until we perfected it. We tried across the world for different solutions, but the globally, whatever solutions available were for the global average temperature of 35 degrees. And unfortunately, in this region, we are facing above 45, sometimes above 50. So we saw that as an opportunity, and ever since, we developed everything particularly for above 50 degree, and it worked. So all our solutions works for extreme weather conditions. We're talking about above 53, 55 degrees, and we tested for over a year with above 100% results. So yes, and I think to have a global inclusion and make Bitcoin truly decentralized, I think we need to give equal opportunity across the globe, irrespective of weather condition and climatic conditions. I think immersion cooling, especially, at least in our experiments and our evaluations, it's working 100%.
Oh, just for my curiosity, have you measured how efficient or how much you have improved by adopting the immersion cooling technology?
Okay, so immersion cooling initially sounded very aggressive for these regions because it also consumes water, whether it is hydro cooling or immersion cooling. One phase is a circuit which is closed, which cools some devices. The other circuit basically wastes the water by evaporation. That's how we cooled down the machines. But we added new methodologies, sustainable methodologies to convert. For example, we recently invested, 2 years ago, we invested a lot, and we are almost successful in converting seawater into clean drink, not drinking water, at least for agricultural purpose. So basically we extract the heat, and good thing about these weather conditions, we already have hot temperature available outside. So we take the heat from the machines and we use the outside temperature as well. So basically we are taking the positivity out of the situation, and the demand in this region is water, access to clean water. So combination of all three is a perfect solution.
Yeah, someone is in the industry or other industry is challenging the waste of water in immersion system. Like how you think about it?
Like I said, I'm emphasizing on the regulatory framework because without government support, nothing can go bigger scale. We had done an experiment with the groundwater here. If you see UAE groundwater, I'm talking more regional because it's very important to us. Groundwater here, in terms of ppm, particles per million, starts from 1,500 all the way up to 16,000 ppm, which is equivalent or worse than seawater. So we experimented taking the water, purifying it, and utilizing for our purpose. And after utilization, we also surplus water supplied to the farmlands, right? So if we get access to the coastal region, which is very difficult in terms of regulatory systems, but if we can get access to the coastal regions where seawater is abundant, I think there is no problem at all. And we can convert the seawater into potable water.
Thank you. That's very impressive. The next question is for you, Dan. Phone caching is specialized in its hardware hardware development. So since you emphasize the high performance and scalability, how do you balance the thing you want to achieve and the environmental responsibility?
That is a really great question. So our design philosophy is to just towards efficiency and stability. So we don't think the stability is a trade-off for the performance. Actually, we believe stability is actually really helping the performance. So for example, our liquid cooling solution system designed to be cut the waste of power usage, and also it's lower the POE, and also it's required like very low maintenance. So in that way, we make our infrastructure more sustainable to make it in a short sentence. So you can mine longer with our infrastructure. That means better performance and sustainability.
Thank you. There is always trade-off between energy and the energy efficiency and the cost. So how do you guys think miners, especially the small to due to our super unbelievably giant Bitcoin miner, so but for smaller mining operators, how do you think they should adopt the green tech? Like for everyone.
I'm sorry. So you mean like for the small?
For smaller.
How do they get into the
green options?
Green options. So I think the first thing is the advertisement. So we all know, like, if we want to express some ideas or concepts, we do it through social media. And I think that's the first step all of us should do and should focus. So we need to let the solo miners to know the green energy is not something that will waste your money. It will be a good investment and will bring you much more profits than you can imagine. And the second thing is, so for those solo miners, I think they can start mining like the things we do currently on hosting. They can start trying how the green energy can bring them profits by simply clicking the app from our company or other similar products. I mean, this is a trial for them to experience if it really works, if they can really gain profits by our mining farms, which is profited by the green energy. So when they gain the profits, and especially the mining farm is operated, provided by the green energy, they will know, oh, this can bring me much more money, and this can do good things to the environment, to the planet. I think that's a best option for them. Yeah.
I would say you can look into it in two ways. Source itself, even small, medium miners, selecting, I would say, solar power, because wind is not reachable for everyone. That still is going to be a combo, and 2-3 years ago, having access to this was difficult, yes. Now you have solutions out there. Well, here we still don't have it, but example, Nordic countries, that you can actually say, look, I just have 100 miners, 50 miners. There are solutions right now that you can have that and use the heat capture. So either you start reusing that heat that you're generating as a miner, or you try to tap into those energy resources by some investment. You may not be required to go and do a full stack green energy in the sense that we know, but you can also go have the solar panel. There are some countries like UAE, you have an offset structure here. So you will install the solar panel, you will say, this is my capital expenditure, this is how I'm going to depreciate it, and of course this will be offset against a continuous power that, for example, DEWA provides you. So it's different where you are, but there are still ways to do it in a small scale as well. Either for reusing the energy that you're consuming for crypto mining, or from the source using these, we call them alternative plans of energy.
So I would like to talk in the finance perspective. So maybe for the small to medium size of players, the capex is our headache. So maybe they can like team up with the local firms, maybe to do the leasing the equipment. Because for at Forecastion, we are right now in talk with some like leasing firms to leasing out our cooling solution systems to like those miners who will have like a pressure on their capex initial investment. I think that might be a good way to start in to reduce some pressure under the capex investment.
I think all the panel members covered everything. Like Reza said, practically speaking, offsetting with whatever investment a small miner can do in a solar panel, whatever, possibly, is the best way to start getting into renewable energy at a low scale, small scale. And like Norman said, the way I interpret it, it requires more awareness because miners only look at what they produce, what is the profit margin, because it's a very fluctuating market, and the other side, energy bills are fixed. So more awareness towards consciousness towards sustainability makes a real impact in small miners, and education towards how to mitigate the fluctuations and still profitable mining with sustainable miners. And like Dan says, choosing a mining farm for hosting to get started, being energy, sustainability and responsible mining is the best option to start as well before going big with producing their own energy.
Thank you all for sharing about the experience.
Sorry, can I just add one more thing?
Sure.
Because after listening to his words, I got one thing want to add up. Because for those solo miners, they are just like very small portion of the mining industry, but we can't ignore their existence. So the fact is, after my speech earlier this morning, when I'm at the booth, I've been talking to several different people about their requirements, no matter it's mining or like repairing, or they want a green energy. I think the thing is they don't have the resource to find how to start the renewable energy mining. That is the thing that I think all of us should take action right now. So don't make it like very big. Like I have so many solar panels, I have so many power gas I can offer you, but that's like very big for those solo miners. I think we could do is like for what we currently doing is it's an app. You can see everything on it. So you don't have to worry about like the rest of the resource, how to find it. It saves a lot of time and energy for both parties. So I think that's what we should focus on right now.
Thank you all for sharing the real world cases. To wrapping up this conversation, because time is up, let's wrap up this conversation with a vision, looking at the future ahead. What do you think we need to do right now to make sure that we will still have the sustainability for tomorrow?
We're talking about crypto mining still, right?
Yes.
Well, I would say you need sustainability. I would divide it into two things: your operations, and let's say the whole operation and financial side of it, and how you can maintain the power. The answer is one, vertical integration. What does that mean? In the way I'm seeing it, you need to be able to be somehow in control of your power. So that's why you're seeing many of the companies are also pivoting to power generation. This could even be possible in a lower scale as well. So we, as publicly listed crypto miners, we're really considering this right now and working on it. north of 300 megawatt. So you have to be able to have power, your own power, not from anybody else. The other one is that when you're doing your math in terms of putting that Excel sheet, how much money I'm putting in, how am I going to monetize what I'm putting and get my money back, please don't look at it. I'm earning this much of Bitcoin and I'm going to sell this much of it per month and I'm going to pay my electricity bill. Those days are gone. Like, you should scrap that. Whatever you do, you say, okay, this is the amount of money I have. You need to have the cost of your power for the next 2 years from the operation. The way you should look at it, and this is proven, you can look it up, you need to keep your Bitcoins. That's the key factor. So don't get overexcited that, okay, I have $1 million, $100,000, even $10,000. Look, I'm gonna go and invest all of that in crypto mining, and I'm just gonna mine Bitcoin and this is gonna work. No, make sure in your math you consider the power price, pay the power price from your pocket, keep the Bitcoins. Then in 2 or 3 years, when you depreciate, you look into it, okay, I got 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter, this number of Bitcoins. Then you divide it by the amount of money you put, then the math works. Yesterday I was doing the math even at 6.5 cents. The way it works right now, it's like $72,000 to $68,000 is going to be the cost of each Bitcoin. If you invest in mining right now, if you put the infrastructure, pay the electricity bill every month from your pocket, and keep the BTC. That's the way to survive.
Okay, for me, I think we need to look at those leading industry in this area. What are their moves? So like what's Miner and Bitmain, and also other like leading industries which manufactures most of the miners of the world. They are using their own technology to do green money nowadays. This is something that we need to realize. This is the future, and also like big companies like Marathon, they don't care about like how many units they want to buy, how many containers they want to purchase. Nowadays, they are having their own lab to do another level of energy reuse. So these signs tell us a thing that we need to focus much more on these kind of renewable energies. And another thing is I want everyone to have faith in this Bitcoin, because I believe that it will always go up even to 1,500,000 or to $500,000. It's just a matter of time. It will reach that point. So have faith and look at those big companies, what they're doing right now, and don't be afraid to try.
So I think the quick start point is just make full usage of the power, and so from our infrastructure perspective, we will innovate the heat reuse systems to make the heat reuse system more approachable to like daily life. For example, to hit the greenhouses or maybe like chicken farms and anything like that. I think that's a great start point for now.
Actually, what Riza explained is a really important point about sustainability of miner itself, because if don't consider that power bills and sell the Bitcoin every month to pay the bills, it's really, really dangerous, and most of the miners lost their business because of that. Because Bitcoin itself is a fluctuating commodity, and if you see over the last 15 years, it's a 45-degree graph. So it all requires only patience, and if you're well prepared for that, yes, the sustainability in the mining business itself is guaranteed. And in terms of renewable energy, I would rather consider clean energy, because I don't know where to put the nuclear energy, because nuclear energy plays a vital role in the global energy supply and energy source. and it's clean compared to burning the gas or fuel or coal. And coal is diminishing every year, wherein in terms of percentage, I believe 1.7 to 3% diminishing year over year in terms of coal and oil burning. But in terms of renewable energy, it's growing at a 31% year over year. That means we are growing more towards supply of more green energy, and this is innovative. It's unavoidable. We need more energy, and the supply is coming through green. So I believe we do not have to worry much about where to find the source, because that is the only source available in the future. But what we need to start looking at is, like Riza said, how we can sustainably mine and how we can be more responsible in terms of environment and start adapting to it slowly. And I don't think it's a very big important role for small miners or people who get started, because when we started, we were like a chicken heads, like we were running around everywhere for green energy. We tried to buy used windmills here and there, but it was not practical, to be very honest. For small miners, it's not practical. So for a small miner, you need to first learn this industry, get started, get a grip, and then once you are scaling up, that is the time you need to consider. And even if you don't do much about it, I think sustainable energy and renewable energy will be the only option in future that will be available to consume.
To summarize today's conversation, I believe what we mentioned that professionalism, innovation, collaboration, and responsibility are the four key factors that make us competitive miners right now and will make us survive in the world. Thank you guys for sharing everything, and thank you audience for hearing.
Thank you.
I hope you all enjoy the rest part of the Crypto Expo 2025. Thank you. Feel free to reach out to us.